journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, folks, so this is the Dow Jones on a monthly chart going back the last 6 years. You can see we measured at 49,000. We're trading at 49,500, I think, in the futures because it's up almost 800. The cash market is at 49,003 something. As I checked just a minute ago, we have made new highs. You can see there's another ABCD inside of that one. So this is a lot of numbers up into here. So we got to pay very, very close attention to it. But the most important thing, we want to get back to cycles. I want to show you something that we talked about last week. Okay, now this is that, I love Venus-Uranus because that's the cycle of the Fibonacci sequence, okay? Anyway, now here is, right, you can see this is the chart, what it looks like, okay? Now there's Uranus, okay? And there is Venus right over here, okay? So that means that because they're directly across, that means they're in opposition, okay? Now if they were together like this, it would be conjunction. This is opposition. Opposition is 180 degrees, conjunction is 60 degrees. We also have the sun, we have Mars, and we have Venus all lined up like this. And that comes in on Friday, January the 9th. So being really clever, I'm using ChatGPT on a lot of different things. And so I asked ChatGPT, I said, when was the last time we had a sun, Mars, Venus, opposition Uranus at this particular spot? And it came back to me, and believe it or not, folks, you're not going to believe what that date was. It was the 28th of October, 1929. So here we have the same pattern coming in, and we're making a new high in the Dow Jones this week. So I don't know if it means anything or not, but to me it seemed pretty interesting. So let's just move on, and we'll cover some of these other things that we also need to cover. Okay, I want to get over here, and I've covered that. Just to show you, just in retrospect, there's a Venus-Uranus one on. It's really small without any of the others. This was before the crash into 87. Okay, all I know is, folks, you might think this is really bullish, what's going on, and you're probably right, but my goodness, I have to keep an open mind on some of these things because they don't look nearly as bullish as I thought. Now, let's talk about the gold market because we've had some incredible moves here in the gold market that I think deserve our attention. Okay, here's where we were. There's where we were today. Now, this is just a small chart, following what's been going on. You see the 382 retracement. You see the 382 retracement here. But look at this, folks, on the hourly basis because it's just been truly amazing. Look, there was our number right here. There it is right there, 44.67. Hit it to the exact $1. And there's where we are now. We're about $15 lower than that. But there was your 382 retracement right here this morning, right on the money. Hit it just absolutely perfect. And what we do, we went up and got it then. So there was your ABCD. There was your 618. There was your 382. It lined up just absolutely perfectly. Now, let's move over for just a second, and we're going to move over to the silver market because that's another one that was going wacko last night. Here's where we were. This is where we were. Here's Sunday night, okay? There's Sunday night right here. You notice we gapped up. We had a big gap up here on Sunday night. There it is right there, the big gap up. And, of course, that gave an ABCD pattern coming in. So all you do is you just go back and take a look at ABCD. You can see the 382 right here off of that low within $1 of the silver market, folks, just $1 of where it should have been, okay? So here's where we are, the ABCD. You have AB here, you have CD there, okay? And what'd you do? You came right down here, and then you went up one more time, and look at this. Look at this. Even with this big move here, all it did right there was pull back to an exact 382. This is $2 in silver, folks. I mean, that's a lot. And then, of course, we went up and made a new high, and here's where we are right now. Well, just using the same theory. Okay, now you came up and made another new high, so that means you got to recalculate your 382, just like you're doing with the 382. There's your low. And there's your high, and there's your 382 coming in, a little bit below it, but still hanging in there pretty good. So that's a pretty good idea of what we're looking at when we're watching some of these things here unfold. Now, here's one that this is not for the faint of heart, but I'm going to give it up because this is the Dow Jones. This is what the AI is supposed to be telling us today. Here's where we are so far today. And we are making here we can see we're at 49,422, up 800 points on the Dow Jones. Here's where we are. And it should stop. It should top, if this is correct, it should top right here at 8:30. That's in 18 minutes. There might be a top in here. Okay, so, you can always put a stop in if you don't like it, but that's it. You can see it had the bottom pretty good. It had this move right here, this move right here, this move right here, nothing there. Maybe it's going to do something right here. Okay, so let's just quickly, for kicks and giggles, just move this over. We'll make us find if we can find a nice little ABCD pattern that might fit nicely here. I see one. There's your AB leg right here. There's your CD leg right there. So we put that in there like that. That means we could reach, 49482. Another 70 points would do it. So let's put the limit binder in, put the order in, put the stop in, and we'll see if we get to that level right there. But that's what we're watching here so far in the thing. Now, if we look at the Russell here, we're doing pretty much the same thing in the Russell. It's had a big move also, and you'll see it's been going basically straight up, and the Russell says we're there right now. It sure is. There's where it says right about now is in the Russell, and there's a nice little ABCD there too. There's two of them. Let's just look at, there's your first 382 this morning, folks. Let's just get this up here so we can see it. There's the Sunday night low. Then, stop it, Larry. Got to use the right tool. There it is right there from your low. What do? You came right into the high. Oh, there you're at. You're right up in this area here where it's trading at 163, 164, 156. So we're a little above it right now. So maybe this is not working, but boy, it's really tempting. Let's go with the Dow Jones because that still hasn't hit it yet, but we're really, really, really close. We have another one right here too. There's another. This might do it. Just a second, folks. I'm going to talk myself into this trade. So, no, we're almost there. Let's put it. How close is that one? That is at, the 69. It's 3 points away. So let's stick with the Dow Jones. Not worry about it very much. Okay. Get this out of the way here. Then the euro, I want to talk to you just a little bit here about the euro. Oh, you know what we need to talk about here is the crude oil. This was really a beauty, folks. We've been waiting on this one for quite a while. And you talk about, you like 382s. Okay, here's the action so far. And it says we're getting ready to move higher right here into this level with this. So let's see. Look at this. It's a beautiful setup. Stay tuned. I have to show you this pattern, folks. Don't miss this one. It's a beauty.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter, a must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Okay, folks, this is the crude oil on the 13-minute over the last 3 or 4 days, as you can see here. We already looked at this on the longer-term daily, which would have been the 4-hour. Perfect right here. There's your exact 61% retracement to the exact tick, I believe. Hold on one second. And then this is in with all the news that was going on out there, as you can see. We went below it by just a little bit. The low was 31, and of course we were looking at right here at around 47. It's had a pretty good run, but the key here was what happened during the night last night. If we go back to that 13-minute, I want to show you, because I keep talking about these strong trends, but look at our low right back here, folks, okay? The market rallies, as you can see, rallies for 5 hours. Look at the pullback that it has, folks. If you remember these numbers, it's going to help you in the future. There it is, within 2 ticks of the exact 382, folks, within 2 ticks. Then you go up still higher. Now what we're doing is we're making a little 3 drive to a top pattern in here, giving all the news that's going on as what we're watching this thing unfolding. Okay, so those are just, there's so many of these things that I can't show you all of them. Okay, let's move over here, and we wanted to go to the E-mini S&P because we hit some big numbers here today in the S&P. This was the early morning low. Okay, there was your early morning low. Okay, there's where you had a nice bottom. Here's where the stock market opened. Okay, stock market opens really big. What does it do? It pulls back right here to the exact 382. Exactly. Look at that. From your low to your high, it drops how many points? From 48, 16 points down, and then away it goes to the upside. And we know that if we have a 382 like that, it gives us 2 things to work on. One is what the target is going to be. Okay, and so we're going to do that next. We're going to go from the low that we had right back here, put that in, and bring this up here like this. And it comes within, you can see that within a heartbeat of the exact high right up in here, and now we're starting to come back. Now, if that's the case, let's just get rid of this for a second so we don't have to watch this thing unfold. Change the sign to 4 minutes so we can look at the 382, because we're going to have another one. There's your 382 coming in real soon with an ABCD. Let's see how good it is. All right, there's your AB. There's your CD. Look where we are, folks. Ooh, we're dancing right on the edge. There it is right there. As long as we can hold above there, this is still pretty bullish. There's an ABCD coming in right there. How close are we? We got down to 44. It's supposed to be 43. Let's just see if we get there. We should get there, being that close. So we'll mark that in, put that there, because if that breaks that tells us, we are going to go down. But right now we got a few more minutes to get to it. So there's where we are right there at that particular point. All right. Now all that's doing is helping to determine where the trend is. There was the 382 right back on the opening. All right, so that got you to there. Here's where we are. Maybe we missed it here. How low did we get? We got to 45, and it was supposed to get to 44. Boy, that's pretty close. So I would think that's probably it already. But we'll keep the beeper in to see if that's going to be the case. Okay, now let's move on. Let's get over to the euro, because the euro is getting ready for a pretty big move here, I believe. Here was our move last night in the euro. The pound actually made a little bit higher high. I'll go to that first, but there's our high in the Christmas Eve. Now we came down. Okay, there was your 382. Let's just clean this out so everybody can see it together. There was your high on Christmas Eve. Okay, the high on Christmas Eve. And then we had New Year's Eve. And there was that one right at the exact 382 right there. All right, now if we know that's the case, that tells us that we have an ABCD set up, don't we? So we're going to take a look at that. So there's your A leg right here. Okay, there's your B leg right here. There's your C leg right there, and there's your D leg right there, and there's the bottom there at the 1.618, and as you can see here, after we bottomed here, we rallied a good 40-some points. So you'll notice here that we made a lower low, okay? So when that happens, you have to recalculate that, because this is a big move just like this one is, but to prove that it's correct, what you have to do is to draw in the new 382 after you see that low hit, and you'll see that also goes exactly to the 382, and that also brings you down to that same number, almost exactly where we are now. So here's what we're setting. Here we've been for the last 6 or 7 hours. We've had a pretty good rally here of about $600. So this could be a pretty good bottom that we have in here. No 382 pullbacks, just straight out, just nothing but short covering. You just see it on the 8-minute, you'll see that it's just not, there's nothing there that's going to, well, I haven't checked it. Let's just double check just for kicks and giggles. I had so many things going on. Oh dear, I guess I missed that one. There it is. Now there's your first 382 right here. Then you have another pullback right here. Let's see if that's a 382. We'll get rid of that one, and we'll put it in from this level right here. This in itself is the best way of trading with the trend. No, that's nothing there. So it's just on its way up. So not too much going on. But boy, when you see these strong trending markets, folks, and you watch for 382, the time is very well spent, as they say in the trade. Okay. Now we'll move that on. Let's get over to the cattle market, because I heard my beeper go off this morning when cattle made a new high. I just wanted to see if there was a place where we might have been able to pick off a little short sales. Let's get this up here for 1 second, and we should be okay. Cattle starts with a C, and there's where we are. Put this up with an 8-minute. We got to 37. How do we? There we go. There we did make a new high. This is just over the last 8 minutes. You can see I was just marking these highs off as we went through. You see we had a nice correction here. Notice how we gapped up here. Made a new high. I think we made new. Yes, I'm sure it. No. It got into the 140, so it's not anywhere near that. No. So it's way up there at 150. So all we did was we gapped up this morning. Let's get that 8-minute up like that. And if you're waiting for the gap up, there was your first little 382 right there. I know it's a little one, but by golly, they work good. And, you're talking about $400 in cattle just on that little rally. And now we've come down. We had a pretty good significant low here. So let's check to see if that might have been the 382 off of another big number. So we can see that it's quite substantial. So what we'll do is we'll just go back and clean this out, and we'll see if we can get it to the right number, because it tells us what direction this trend is. And there's where we are. We'll go back to our pretty good low here. Let's see if there's another. Let's just try that one first, because I can just see it real clearly that it looks like it's exactly 382. And oh boy, it's off by just a little bit. So that could be a 382. But now all we've done is back up to this level here. So there's not really too much. There's the opening gap. You went into that. So that's a pretty good spot to sell at the 618. If you're looking for a trade right now, that to me, because you're below the opening price, okay? You're below the opening price and you just made the 618 retracement to the tick, okay? So, well, you'd already have to give up. Well, it's close. Anyway, that's what you should get ready to pull back down. That we get an ABCD to the down and the cattle. Now let's move over to the soybean market. Get over here. I'm going to put this up on the AI program because someone asked me to do it. Okay, there was the. Hey, we'll take a break. We'll be right back. 877-927-6648.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstadt's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstadт releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors. This portion of Trade What You See is brought to you by Direction's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direction.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direction.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
All right, folks. Now, this is a March soybeans. And remember, we talked about the 618 several times last week at the 1040 level. Now, you don't know whether, look, it didn't stop at the 382. It didn't stop at the 50%. Why would it stop here? We don't know. But it stopped there on Friday, and it didn't make a new low today. I'm just going to move this over to show you. See, it didn't make a new low today. Very important. So all I'm going to do now is I'm going to go down to the 2-minute chart, back to where we were, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to overlay the AI program to see if it gives me an indication that there might have been a bottom down in here. Oh, shut the front door. What is that? What happened to it? What happened to it? What happened to it? Well, that's what happens when you give an Italian a mouse. You'll mess it up. Let's get it up here 1 second, and it'll be right back here. Okay, now I've got to put this back out again, just a second. And I got to put this back in again, just to take a second. So there's where it is right now. You see, we came down. There was the opening price right here. You can see it really didn't do very much. It looks like it was doing the inverse. So let me flip that inverse, because sometimes these things get confusing, and that's why it makes it a little difficult. Because if it wasn't difficult, this would be worth a couple $1 million. But all right, we're going to put the inverse in. So there's where it is. There's what it was. See, there was your opening here, and then you had a pretty good run. All right, and then it's continued to go higher, but remember, the last part of the day is the least thing. So that would have been a pretty good chance to get it. Remember, the number was 40. Here was a pullback here at 51. We're going to move it over just a little bit so we can see it. There's our low. Get it back here, there. Oh, wow, that was really way up here. Holy cow, that's a heck of a move. See, after the bottom came in at 1140, you just see here you only had, well, we got to do a 4-minute, otherwise you're not going to be able to see this. It's too small. There's what we want to see. Okay. There's your bottom coming in here at the 40 level. Boy, you don't see much of a 382 anywhere in here, folks. So it's pretty tough to make anything out of that. So anyway, it did have a pretty good move, and that's it. I imagine you probably have a 382 somewhere here, but that's untradeable because it's only a couple pennies. You can't mess with that. All right. Okay, let's got that one out of the way. Now move this out of the way. We had a question about a couple of stocks, and remember now, folks, the Dow Jones is up 800 points right now. It just hit the tote board at 800 points. Let me show you where that 800 points comes from. First of all, remember, it's a triple year. These things are price weighted. So the number 2 of the index is Caterpillar. So you're going to get Caterpillar up here on a 30-minute, and you're going to be seeing it's El Fuego. There it is right now. There's the close here. You see Caterpillar's up $20-some. That's the number 2 in the whole thing. It hasn't even made a new high yet. But there it is right there. Okay, there was a gap up that we had on day after, okay, on the 2nd. And what did we do? We gapped up again today. And that's what we're doing now. The number 1 stock, of course, is Goldman Sachs. All right. Now, this is going to be hard when I tell you this, folks. You're probably not going to believe this. Here's Goldman Sachs, and you can see we are up $60 on Goldman Sachs. That takes care of about 450 of the Dow points right there. So that's what we're watching as we see these things unfold. Okay. Now, Goldman Sachs just came out over the just on the New Year's Day for the 2nd, that they had a big buy order in Taiwan Semiconductor. So let's take a look and see what Taiwan Semiconductor did. Now, what I'm going to talk to you about here, folks, is just between you and us. I don't want to have Goldman Sachs coming after me and raising all kinds of baloney, but I just want to get up here and show you, because I've been dealing with these guys for a long time. TSM. I actually had a job with those one time, but I decided not to take it. There it is right there. Okay, here's Taiwan Semiconductor. Let's get the daily up, okay? Get the daily up. There's the daily. Okay, now they just came out. Okay, they came out right here. Okay, they came out right here. This is the 2nd. This is the 5th, okay? They came out and they said we really like, remember, what was that in the Wall Street? Blue Horseshoe likes Anaconda Steel. Well, Goldman Sachs loves Taiwan Semiconductor right here, okay? Now you see that's a big move. It's completing the ABCD right up here. You see it's way lower than the high of the day. The high of the day was 31. We're trading at 24. So what Larry do, he picked up his old chat GPT and say, how often is Goldman Sachs correct on their major reports that they put out? And they came out and they said slightly less than a coin toss. 38% of the time their reports are good. The rest of the time either nothing happens or they go the opposite way. Folks, I'm familiar with the opposite way because I make more mistakes. I'm the only person in the world that can't scramble eggs. Let's put it that way. So let me say to you that just because someone comes out with a report, that's it. The biggest report they ever came out with, in my opinion, was 9 years ago when oil was trading at $125 a barrel, or maybe 130. They came out with a 30 or 40 page report of why oil was going to $200 a barrel. And it jumped $4 or $5 to get up to about 130 and change, and then had a slight correction. It went from 130 to 40. So just because, even me, look how many times I'm wrong. The difference is, I'm not going to stand in front of any trucks. That's one thing I know I'm not going to do, but I'll try. One of these days I'm going to catch it, right? And so I'll just keep nibbling away till I get it right. That's all it is. You don't know whether you're right or wrong. But anyway, this is the whole reasoning behind me telling you this. Just because they said it don't mean very much. If you go back in history and look, you probably can see they probably did some selling up in here. All right, so that's what we're paying attention to as we look at some of these here unfolding here so far this morning. Let's see our clock, how we doing? We got plenty of time. Let's take a look at NVIDIA because it's El Fuego is on high. It's on high alert today too. It's actually quite strong as it should be. NVIDIA. Let's get the hourly up here. I saw it at 190 or something. Yeah, look at NVIDIA just got back quite a bit here. And you can see here, we've come up all the way. Wow, did it give it that much of it back today? Wow, sure did. I'll be darned. Yeah, hit 193. Now we're trading at 87. That's a big surprise. I thought it would be stronger. Than all we did was take out those highs, and now we've given it back. Very interesting. Okay, let's get out of the way here. And make sure we had two others that I wanted to show you. I can't do it now because I'm out of time. Nope, 42 seconds. We want to take a look at the next one, which would be Oracle. See if it's hanging in there. Oracle's doing nothing still, folks. This is not a very bullish stock, in my opinion. As you can see here, it's still going down and doesn't look too bullish to me. All right, we'll take a little break and we'll be right back.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direction's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direction. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direction.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direction.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Okay, folks, we're looking at the NASDAQ here right at the 382. It should have a correction to the downside starting about now. Stop's got to be up here. You got to risk about 20 points or roughly $400. Let's get over and take a look at some metals here people want to talk about, and that is the copper market. Copper has been very, very strong. Get this up here on the daily. You'll see here, had a heck of a move. Here's where we are. We're still going up quite a bit. And let me get this up here so we'll be able to see it on an 4-hour basis. You'll be able to see we're way up into new high ground. And there's where we are right now. Folks, this is almost like a war type thing, folks, because copper is used so much, in armaments and stuff. You can see we've just literally made new highs here now. And we've done, of course, London metal has gone even higher than that. So we're way up into this level right here. If you were just looking at the smaller ABCD pattern that's here, you can already see it exceeded that by quite a bit. So the only other thing you can do is look at the expansion numbers to see where your resistance would be. Your first one's up there at $6. Boy, $6. Woo, $6 copper. Boy, the pennies that you used to have in your pocket are now worth something. There was our last major low was right back here on the 12th of December. And then we went up into this level right here. It's telling us we're probably going to make up to that 1.618. That's only 20 cents higher right up in here on the copper at that level. We're looking at this on the long-term weekly. You'll see that'll fit really nicely with what we've already talked about right there. So there's where we're going, right up in there. Right around, I think the number we were looking at was 615, wasn't it? Let's just double check on that 4-hour just to make sure. I believe that's it. It was 615. Yeah, there's it. 1.618, 615. And then looking at it on the weekly, I think that's what we did, didn't we? Yeah, there it is. The weekly tells us that's probably where we're going. That's a 3 drive to a top pattern. Wow, that's a big one. Look, there's your long term is 632. So we're up in this zone here where we got to pay very, very close attention. The reason why this silver and gold looked like they had a chance to go up was something we were talking about here just last week, and that was in the platinum. Just get the platinum up here on the daily chart, I think is what we were watching. Yep, there's where we are. Okay, you can see here on platinum, did exactly what we thought it was going to do. Okay, there was your 382 right here, folks. That was off the low way back here. Look at that. That's the 382 off of that low right there is what that is. let's just draw it again so everybody can see it. It's get it out of the way here. Hold on a second here. There's where we are. There's your low right here. There was your high. Exactly to the 382. And where did we rally here the last few days? We went right up. Guess what this one is, folks? This is the exact 618. From your high down to your low. There's your exact 618. Spot on right there. So this looks still bullish. I mean, my goodness, you can say what you want, but boy, any market that comes back that strong, you got to pay very, very close attention to. Now we have a question about the corn market. Let's get the corn up here, and we'll take a quick look at that one for a second, and that'll be over here. We'll take a look at the March corn. It's up a little bit today. Oh, it's up quite a bit today. Oh, what it would do. Stopped right at the 382 again, folks. Look, there it is. Second time it's done it. Right at the exact 382. Look at that. Right on the money. That'd have been a nice trade for today, because you're coming down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, stopping right at the 382, high or low. That's a pretty good idea. We had a nice rally back, so who knows? All right, now let's take a look at something we don't see very often. That is cotton. And folks, I'm looking at something I haven't seen, and I don't know why I'm going to press this button. I haven't traded cotton since Hector was a pup. Hold on a second here. There's where we are. There's daily price of cotton, and that tells where the know what supply and demand is. But you can see the let me refresh this to get the reset the default. So they're supposed to be, well, that's not working right. Okay, here's what's happened here since April. We had some big moves. Cotton is very good trading with numbers, folks. This was one of the favorites back in the old days with oh dear. Mind block just a second here, but you can see the ABCDs fit pretty nicely through here as you go through and look at them. We've just had a little bit of a retracement here, and it's making some type of a bottom. You can see here the bottoms are a little higher here. That tells you it's just getting ready to turn, but you still got lower tops. This is the first time that you've had a really good chance to get a pretty good move here, because of where we were here just yesterday, Friday. You can see, boom, away we went. Now that was more than a 382 retracement. If that was 382 retracement, I am not going to start trading cotton. Cotton, coffee, and cocoa, not going to happen. That was a 61% retracement. That tells us we're going here to 65.95. Should be watching for an intraday low or pullback. You might want to if you want to look at the cotton. Folks, the only reason I don't trade cotton, cocoa, and coffee is back in the 70s when things were going nuts. I was long a whole bunch of cotton, 5 contracts. I was long cocoa and cocoa, cotton, sugar. I wonder what was the other. Coffee, cocoa, sugar, and cotton. These are New York markets. They were limit bid, and I told the broker to sell them. And on cotton and cotton and coffee, I got filled limit down. From limit up to limit down, and I said sell at the market. And what happened was my timing was just it's just one of those things. That's just what happened. It had already topped, and by the time the order got to the floor, it was limit down, and that's the way it was back in the days when we didn't have all this fancy computer stuff that we're watching here this morning. Okay, now tomorrow I believe we have a guest, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe it's either Mr. No, it's not Mr. Harley. Who is our guest tomorrow? Oh, Tom. Mike Moore of Moore Analytics. So we'll have Mike Moore on tomorrow. Talk to us about this move we're having in the Venezuelan oil fiasco, is I guess what they call it there. So if you folks want to have some fun, go into the old annal of the GBT and ask them about the Monroe Doctrine back in 1903. That was about invading foreign countries. And then there was a Roosevelt addendum. That was Teddy Roosevelt. And then 15 years later, his cousin, Franklin D. Roosevelt, came out with another one. That was the Roosevelt addendum to that. Basically said you can't invade foreign countries without Congress approval. I always thought that was the case until this weekend when that's what's happened. But it's beyond my pay grade, so get off my soapbox and not talk about it anymore. I'm a ABCD. You want to talk about ABCD? I'll talk about ABC. Anything else, I think I better pass. Hey, we're going to take a break here pretty soon, don't we? Let's see where we are here. Oh, 38 seconds. Oh, my God. We're going to do Apple in 38 seconds. So stand with us here, folks, and we'll get Mr. Appel here on the well. See if it's up today. Actually, gap down. Wow, that's a pretty big move to the downside. I'll be darned. I don't know why Apple's not up. All right, let's take a break here, and we'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years, with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Okay, folks, we'll take a look at the setup that we were looking at today in natural gas. You can see we made the A, B, C, D to the bottom right here, okay? Then you had a really nice run-up. There was your key right there, because that should have been right at, and it looks like it's 50%. Let's just check and see how it is. No, it's actually closer to 382. Well, there it is right there. Okay, now you make a higher high here. Okay, so this is going to be an important one. So you want to go back and double check, because there's a higher high than that one. That means the 382's got to be different. And there it is exactly right there. And then boom, away it goes. These are really good, folks. Look at that. It took about an hour to get that filled right in there. And there's exactly 382. What do we do now? We just made a new high. So let's just see if it worked again, just for kicks and giggles, because this is how you determine trend. You won't find this in many books, but there's one coming out that'll have a little in it. There's from your low. There's your high. Oh, again, where's your 382? Well, folks, you got to pay attention to that. It's usually a pretty good thing. Now, one thing you want to do now, we're in the end of the holiday season, so you got some neighbors or other friends that need help. Extend that hand, folks, because you can't take it with you, and you got to try to help your other fellow man, because that's what life's all about. It's not always about wars and stuff like that. It's try to help everybody best you can. Doesn't necessarily have to be money. It might just being able to do a favor, take them to the supermarket, take them to the pharmacy or something like that, but just try to help them if you possibly can. So that's pretty much. By the way, here in California, we just set an all-time world record, folks. 14 days in a row of rain. It's still raining, and we got 2 more days to go. They say by Thursday it'll be gone. That'll be 16 days of rain. The longest record before was 12. It's not thunderstorm rain, but it's a steady, gentle rain. 22 of the 24 hours a day. A lot of water coming up from Mexico, folks. Blessing in disguise. Live every day in an attitude of gratitude. We'll see you on the flip side tomorrow, folks, and may God bless.